DA Fani Willis right here, Nathan Wade right here. I'm going to read you some of them. This is from Nathan Wade. As directed by the order today in the state of Georgia versus Donald Trump, I hereby offer my resignation effective immediately as special prosecutor for the Fulton County District Attorney's Office. Although the court found that the defendants failed to meet their burden of proving that the district attorney acquired actual conflict of interest, I am offering my resignation in the interest of democracy and dedication to the American public and to move this case forward as quickly as possible. I am proud of the work our team has accomplished in investigating, indicting, and litigating this case, seeking justice for the people of Georgia and the United States, and being part of the effort to ensure the rule of law and democracy are preserved has been the honor of a lifetime. All right, that's part of it from Nathan Wade. Here is the DA, Fani Willis's acceptance of his resignation. I accept it, she says, effective immediately. I compliment you for the professionalism and dignity you have shown over the last 865 days as you've endured threats against you and your family, as well as unjustified attacks in the media and in court on your reputation as a lawyer. She goes on to say others who were considered were understandably concerned for the safety of themselves and their families that would arise from their acceptance of your role. You were the one who had the courage to accept the role, even though you did not seek it. Blayne Alexander joins us now from Atlanta. Blayne, this was expected. What do you make of the point that both Fani Willis and Nathan Wade say about their safety?
You know, it's something that they've been saying all along. I think that, one, Fani Willis has certainly been talking about safety for quite some time. The fact that she's received a number of threats, it's something that came up in these evidentiary hearings, that she had to kind of move to a different address because of the threats against them. But it's very interesting and notable that she underscored that here in this acceptance of his resignation. I mean, yes, it was expected. Certainly conventional wisdom would say, okay, the easiest course of action would be Nathan Wade to go and the case move forward. But the way in which we've watched all of this unfold has certainly been very notable. I think one thing that we've been talking about is what happens with this kind of vacuum, this kind of void, rather, that Nathan Wade leaves. Remember, he is the person who, he's not just been on this since the indictment. He was brought on from the very beginning. He's the one who led the special grand jury, was in the room for those 8 months of testimony, led the questioning of the many witnesses that came before this grand jury. So he does have a good deal of institutional knowledge about this case, and he'd been the one that was most present when you looked at all these pretrial hearings. And so what does that mean that he's gone from this case? Will she hire somebody else to take his spot? If that's the case, and it's not necessary that she does that, mind you, because she has a lot of people on her team, but if that is the case, this underscore of just the threats, and really people who have watched this play out for the past 2.5 months would have to look at this cautiously and say, I don't know if I would necessarily want to be involved in this team. Why would I want to be part of this prosecution, given everything that those who are prosecuting have been subjected to in the past few months, Katie?
Isn't it true that we were watching Governor Bernie on the stand basically saying as much? Blayne?
Yeah, former Governor Roy Barnes. That's exactly what he said.
I keep getting the name wrong. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Former Governor Barnes.
It's okay. It's okay. He was one of the encyclopedia knowledge, right? But he was a former Democratic governor, the last Democratic governor we've had here in Georgia. Fani Willis went to him and said, do you want to join our team? And he said, no, actually, I don't. I make good money as I'm good with what I'm doing. But on top of that, I don't want to live my life with a bodyguard. I don't want to be subjected to threats. I don't want to be under constant scrutiny. So that came even before the indictment, even before the attention ramped up, and certainly before these allegations against Willis and Wade. And so anybody watching would certainly want to take pause before they decided to jump into this.
Remind us what DA Fani Willis has gone through in terms of threats.
Well, she's been getting threats from the very beginning. I mean, I know that, you know, in speaking with her, this is even as the special purpose grand jury was going on. She said that she received constant threats. She had to up security. She's worked with the sheriff's office and jurisdictions and other areas to kind of secure herself as she moves to and from the courthouse and her house itself. She's had people name her children. That's been something that's been disturbing to her as well. And then certainly in the wake of the indictment against the former president and others, we have seen a number of threats. It's important to point out, too, that many of them were racial in nature. She's been called the N-word, as she said, more times than she can describe. Some of those letters, which she shared with the media and put into different filings, had a number of different kind of vile things said about her. And so certainly it's something that she's dealt with for quite some time in this case, and likely to continue, Katie.